Hey, what's up, Foreman? General Fade from Planet of the Apes. And I always wondered, with the 2001 remake, they set it up for a sequel, and it was financially successful, but Hollywood never made one. And even though the remake was crappy, that's never stopped Hollywood before from making an even crappier sequel. I don't know, it's just out of character for them, but that's off topic. Today I'm bringing you guys some World at War gameplay, obviously. And I think this is the first time I've posted World at War gameplay. It's a game of domination on Courtyard. And I'll say for the gameplay, at least for the first quarter of it, I am a punching bag for the other team. I keep running over and over to the B flag, and because I don't have a whole lot of experience with it, it takes me a while to figure out the general flow of the map and turn things around. I do turn things around pretty drastically, but it takes me a little while. And I talked about my lack of experience with this game. Throughout the entire series, at least from COD 2 all the way up to Black Ops, I have the least amount of gameplay experience with World at War. And it's not because I picked this game up late. I actually got it release date for PlayStation 3. But I just did not like the multiplayer when I picked it up. I like the single player. I like the fact that it had co-op single player. I beat it veteran. I don't know if you can do it 4-player or 2-player, but I ended up beating the co-op single player on veteran, and I played a lot of zombies, but when it came to multiplayer I just didn't like it. And there wasn't a specific reason, there were just a lot of little reasons. For one, I was in the middle of a really big work project, and I just didn't have a whole lot of time to play games, and I just didn't have time to learn all the ins and outs of this game. And the other thing is, there was a big difference from this game versus Modern Warfare 1. For one, the assault rifles, I think there was only one that was fully automatic. The rest were semi-autos, and I've never really used semi-automatic rifles before in Call of Duty, and it was just difficult to get adjusted to, as I get double sprayed by that trench gun. So it just was difficult to get adjusted to. And the other thing is the SMGs. I'd gotten really dependent on red dot sights from Call of Duty 4. And for some reason or another, I could not use the aperture sight in this game. And I'd never used iron sights much before, so I just couldn't kill people as effectively as I could in the previous game. So yeah, it was disheartening at first. I just wasn't very good when it started out. And the other two reasons why I didn't like the multiplayer was the map sizes when you compared it to Call of Duty 4. A lot of them were much larger, and I'm not a big fan of sniping. I don't care if other people snipe, I just don't like sniping in Call of Duty, and those maps were really well designed for sniping, but larger maps also, at least for me, take down the tempo a little bit. There's a lot more running in between flags to kind of run into people, so I didn't like that as much. And the big reason is I didn't like the fact that they included in vehicles. I know a lot of people say that the vehicles added in another layer of gameplay mechanics, but for me it detracted from the formula that was introduced in COD 2 and COD 4, and that's fast-paced infantry action. And having to worry about the vehicles, having to worry about taking them out, I think took away from that experience. I didn't know you could take out tanks with Satchels at the time, so I thought you'd have to kill yourself and switch over to an anti-tank class with a bazooka and anti-tank grenades. Are there anti-tank mines? I don't remember, but yeah, I didn't know you could take it out with Satchels. I'd always throw the Satchels on the side of the tank or on the back of its armor, and I'd do a lot of damage, but I could never finish it off. So yeah, I didn't like the fact that there were vehicles in the game. So I played it for a very small period of time, stopped playing it all the way up until, or stopped playing any Call of Duty all the way up until the release of Modern Warfare 2. And fast forward to the end of Modern Warfare 2's popularity, I'd met up with the forum boys already, and everybody was kind of getting burnt out on that game, so they wanted to switch it up. So they decided, hey, why don't we go back and play some World at War? And they said, hey, Gorilla, why don't you give it another chance? It really is an awesome game. Just, give it another chance and see what it's about. So I picked it up. I think it was like 20 bucks. It wasn't a big deal to buy for the Xbox. And they taught me a lot of things that I didn't know. For one, they taught me that you could take out tanks by throwing the Satchels underneath there. So that was big misinformation on my part. So it was great to learn. I didn't know I had to switch classes to take out tanks. And also you'll see in this video, they work really well at defending the flag. You can throw them so far, and I use it in a lot of situations to defend flags and get single and double kills. So that was one thing that I liked a lot. And the other thing is I had never used LMGs in any of the Call of Duties before. And I think LBS had told me to try this gun out. I don't know the name of it, but it looks like the Starship Enterprise. It's the gun with the giant disc on top of it. I started using that, and that gun is freaking awesome. So they taught me a lot of things and told me a lot of things. And also, by the end of Modern Warfare 2, I learned how to use the not the red dot sights, the iron sights, like on the TAR and the SCAR. So I didn't have to use the depend on the Arbiter side anymore. So a lot of things changed the second time around when I played the game, and it's a lot of fun, man. And it sucks that I didn't play the game as much during the height of its popularity. And the other thing that allows me to really appreciate this game is I captured this gameplay a couple nights ago, but the night prior to when I played this game, I played some Modern Warfare 2. And I'm not exaggerating. Every single game of Modern Warfare 2 that I played on Domination, the enemy team had one-man army tubes. Not the majority of the game, every game. And for me, I think that was the worst inclusion in any COD game ever. I hate one-man army danger close tubes, and there isn't really a true counter. Yeah, you can tack on what is it, blast shield, but that works the same way as Juggernaut and stopping power. It just takes a danger close tube and puts it back to its normal power. So, and when you got a bunch of dudes on the other team all camped up together with claymores behind them, tubing out of whatever building, it just wasn't really that fun. But you switch over to World at War now, and everybody's running around, and everyone's playing the objective. And the only thing I guess people can complain about in terms of weapon is the MP40. But for me, that's not nearly as bad as tubes for Modern Warfare 2. The only issue I have with this game now, it seems to have popped up recently, and I actually didn't come close to getting this gameplay because I was getting ready to quit, is the resurgence, not resurgence, but the recent hackers that have come in. And you know, I jump into a lobby and this guy's got multicolored gamer tag, and we start the game. I start to grab C, and instantly there's dogs on the board. So nobody's got a kill, but there's already enemy dogs on the board. So I back out, I avoid him as a player, and I try to jump into another Domination lobby. The problem is there's such a low amount of people playing the game right now. I keep bumping into him, and he doesn't use dogs anymore. He's got invincibility and speed hacks. So you know, I'm thinking, great, there's no way I'm going to avoid this guy. I can't play the game. I'm going to quit. But I was like, before I do that, why don't I mess with him? So I sent him a message and I said, hey, you know, I'm capturing all this footage. I've submitted to Xbox Live. Expect a ban in the next 24 to 48 hours. And instantly he sends me a message back saying, you know, trying to join my party, or yeah, wanting me to join his party. But Random was in a party with me, so I was like, hey, I'm gonna invite him in. I'm gonna mess with him a little bit. And he comes in, and of course he's got the gamer tag of like XX Elite X 720 spin on my head, YY ladder stall, ZXY is his gamer tag, and he sounds like a freaking chipmunk. He comes in there and is like, are you really going to ban me for having a little fun on World at War? I was like, yeah, man, I'm going to report you. I mean, you're cheating. It makes the game no fun. And he's like, well, what's going to happen to me? I'm like, well, you know, they're going to look at the footage and they're going to ban you in the next 24 to 48 hours. I was like, well, I'll make a new account. Oh, no, they're going to ban you permanently off that Xbox. It doesn't matter if you make a new account. And I actually think that's true. I've seen people that have done system tampering before, and I think they hash the firmware and associate it to a ban list, and you just can't use that Xbox on the internet anymore. And he's like, well, I'll buy a new Xbox then. Like, no, actually, they keep your credentials on file, and for the next 3 months, you cannot get on any Xbox, at least on Live. So you are banned using Xbox Live for the next 3 months. He just gets completely quiet, doesn't say anything, jumps off of Xbox Live, and jumps off of World at War. And I was like, awesome, finally, I can play this game, don't have to worry about hackers anymore. And I get into this game, and I love whenever games play out like this, when everyone's running around for the objective. And I think this map is the perfect size for Domination. There's a lot of flanking routes, a lot of action going around. So yeah, you know, things turned around whenever that hacker got kicked off. But yeah, it sucks that I didn't play this game when it was a lot more popular, but I am really glad that the forum boys told me about it, because it's a lot of fun. Glad I played it. And if you guys didn't notice, I think I started this game in the beginning at like 9 and 8 and turned things around to 66 and 12. So nice little adjustment from how the game started out. But yeah, like I said, I'm glad I picked this game up again for Xbox. I really enjoyed it. And as always, guys, take it easy.